topic of the discussion and hit the issues you typically find reluctant. Remove the facade to fill the gap with some substance. We undermining problems, expecting to overcome it. Please hold the applause. We doing it for the cause. People follow culture before they follow the laws. We rather face the friction and not attempt it at all. Persistence will find solutions once our contentment dissolves. There's a hard pill to swallow for anyone breathing, both for folks who stay woke and those who be dreaming. We ain't slaves, yet we still ain't experienced freedom. What we need is the keys to access the kingdom. We're all in this fallen world trying to stay intact. I'm just a beggar, point you out to where the bread is at. So follow the breadcrumbs like Hansel and Gretel, and thank Yogi Bear and the thought engineer for that on Monday. It's Man Talk Monday. Woo!
What's going on, good people?
Good people! What's going on?
We are back once again.
Yes.
For all of you that are watching by video, do not adjust your screen. That lovely golden brown color is courtesy of the Caribbean sun.
Well, we had a good time, didn't we?
Oh man, great time.
Good time.
Great time. Shout out to the Bahamas, Jamaica. I don't know about Haiti.
But the beaches were beautiful, which was surprising. I must admit, I was really surprised because when you get to Haiti, you look off the boat like this.
Man, it's amazing the stuff that we've been told about Haiti and how we perceive Haiti.
And Haiti was beautiful.
The island was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
The locals were challenging. I'll put it there. They were challenging.
Money.
Oh my goodness!
They wanted to know where the money resides. Oh, they was on you about that,
bruh. They did everything short of just turning you upside down and emptying your pockets.
Yes, they wanted to know where the money was.
Oh my goodness!
Everything was, hey, my brother. What did he say? my brother, or you? What did he say? You American? What did he say? What somebody was saying? One of the questions is they know you hadn't been there because you got this look. You got a look on your face like this,
like you scared because everything you heard.
And then they say, "Well, you haven't been here. This your first time? This your first time? Yes, it's my first time. Stop putting on me, and I'm not giving y'all money for everything. Where the bathroom at? It's gonna be $5. Where the boat at? It's gonna be another $5. It was beautiful, but Haiti was a lot. Haiti.
Oh, is it my people? My people. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
I kept saying my people, but
Haiti was challenging.
Yeah, I haven't been harassed like that
since '77.
Oh my goodness, like ever.
Yes.
Ever. It was
not since I was over there off of Oakland in 35. And when you pull up to one of them corners and the dude be pop locking, you look at him and he comes to your car. I hadn't been harassed like that since then.
Oh man,
it was pretty bad. It was a lot. It was a lot. It was so much that it almost dominated the trip. That was one of the things we talked about the most.
Yeah.
Was being in Haiti.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. But needless to say, good to get away. Good to have a vacation. I hope that you all can have a vacation soon. Summer will be coming up real soon.
Go somewhere.
Yes, go somewhere. Do something. Do something.
Who was the cruise ship?
What you said?
Who was the cruise ship we were on?
Royal Caribbean. Royal Caribbean.
They did their thing.
Right.
Royal Caribbean did their thing.
Huge ships.
They did their thing. They did their thing, man.
A lot to do. Yes. It was good. It was good. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and we're going to hop into this one tonight. So don't forget, this is Man Talk Mondays. Got to let you know it's Man Talk Mondays. It's an open forum where we give you the real realities of relationships, but of course we're doing it from a man's perspective. Now keep in mind, this is not just for men. We want everybody to participate in the conversation. Men, women, boys, and girls, you're welcome to talk to us. We want to hear from you. Go into the comment section, leave your comment, leave your question. This is how you communicate with us, how you chat with us. But this is a discussion we're having, so we want to hear from you. All right? So make sure you holler at the boys tonight.
Yes. Holler at your boys tonight. So You going? You going? I'm going.
You go ahead. You go ahead.
So everybody got friends, but everybody has that one particular friend that's always coming to you talking about their problems or the issue. Either they're talking about their husband, they're talking about their wife, or they're talking about their girlfriend or boyfriend, but they always seem to include you in the solution process. So which means sometimes they're dumping on you because they're always coming with something. I know everybody has friends or relatives like that. As a matter of fact, I was talking to my brother today, and he was telling me that I was the person that he dumps on, that he comes to dump on. And I thought, that's probably interesting. You might need to hire a professional. But he says, I'm the person that he comes to dump on. And I think this is interesting because how do we know when it's beginning to be too much for us? Because think about this. Me and you often, every time when me and Derek are together, when we go anywhere, people are always man talking us.
Yes.
They're always,
you get that a lot.
I got a suggestion, and with the suggestion comes, I got a question.
Uh-huh. You know, it's amazing. They got foolishness. I mean, just people that want, we got a topic.
Yes.
But they want us distance themselves from the topic. They don't want us, bring it as if,
it's me.
Right. You ain't gonna be no guest on the show and talk about it. But I get what you're saying. And I think, I don't know, is it the level of the friendship or how close you are to the friend, the family member that makes it that much worse?
Yes, absolutely it is. Absolutely, because you have to, there's a fine line, I believe, on if my brother keeps calling me with something about his wife, at what point do I start taking it personally for me?
Yeah.
At what point? Because remember, I got to figure out how to leave this at the door without taking this into my house. And by taking this into my house, I mean by making it an issue, a topic for me and my wife to talk about, or a topic for me when I see her about how I feel about it.
So just to let y'all know, tonight we'll be talking about. Tonight we're talking about check it at the door, how to keep family and friends issues from impacting your relationship. Check it at the door. Don't bring that in here.
So how many times, I got to ask the question first though.
All right.
How many times have you talked to a friend that your wife knew, or somebody that your wife knew had issues, and she say, hey, we good, right? We good? We good?
Mm-hmm.
Because she understands the baggage that they're bringing into you or your house, and they're dropping it on the porch.
Yeah. I don't necessarily have the problem with, like, if my wife is talking to friends or something like that, and they going through or something, especially if they having an issue with their husband or a boyfriend or something, because they did something. What I don't like, as long as you don't bring it in and start getting an attitude with me like I did it.
Yeah, but how can you, I guess explain to me, how can you not? If somebody is giving you the old 1-2, how can you not have an attitude? How can you not be drawn into that? Because especially when it's personal for you. If it's a relative or a close friend, how could you not? Because when my brother calls me with something, I'm in it because I'm attached to him and we have a relationship, so I'm in it.
Right. No, I get it. And some people can compartmentalize. Like me, I think my wife might not think. I think I do a good job of compartmentalizing. I don't take an attitude and project it off on somebody else. I try not to do that because I don't like when it's done to me.
I'm not hiding. I'm doing it. That's me. I'm all in there. I'm all in there.
So it looks like the people are showing up. We got people that jumping in the comments, speaking to us, saying hello, good evening, everybody. So don't forget you're part of this conversation. We want to hear from you. Make sure you let us know your thoughts on the topic as well. We got the realist saying, hi, my brothers. What's going on? Miss Toya saying good evening. Good evening, ma'am. Miss Cassandra. Miss Cassandra's in the house with us again as well. We got the pastor Sam. Reverend Dr. Samuel L. Fintroy is in the house.
I'm just trying. Let me understand though. How do you not bring that home with you? How do you not make it personal? If it's your sister calling you about her man that's dogging her out or doing her bad, how do you not want to go over there and touch him up?
And see, and because now that's real key. That's real important, because what are they going to do afterwards? If you react to what their issue is, if you go over there and you jump on the old boy that's doing your sister bad, what is she gonna do? Is she gonna leave him?
Nope, she's not gonna leave him.
So
both of them gonna jump on you. As a matter of fact, both of them gonna jump on you. Did I tell y'all the story? I got so many stories.
Hold on, real quick.
Go ahead.
Fia said, "John, I just got out the kitchen." LOL. You always talk about people being in the kitchen.
Hey, Afia, you go back in there. You go back in there and watch the show in there on the stove.
Say, what time is it?
Yeah. But no, this is the thing. I had a friend of mine who's he had went out when I was in the Marines. He had went out to the field, and normally when we get called, we have to go a week or two in the field. And so while he was in the field, his wife had a guy come over to the house, and I was dating her cousin at the time, so I just happened to be in the house. And the guy, I see the guy, and I'm like, "Oh my God, I don't want to see you. I don't want to see you. I don't want to see you because I don't want to get in it.
Right?
I don't want to, because I know what happens when you get in. No matter how much they argue and no matter how much they tell you about it, you don't need to get in it because they're gonna go back to him." So he came out of the field. He calls me. He said, "Hey man, I heard you saw the guy in the house." I'm like, "No, I didn't see nobody in the house." He's like, "I know. Tell me, I saw." I say, "Yeah, I saw the guy." He say, and as he talking, he said, "Yeah, man, she did me bad." I say, "Yeah, she doing you bad." He said, "Man, I need to touch her up." I say,
"Oh,
yeah, I might touch her up." Then I said, now I'm not condoning nobody get touched up. Everybody keep their hands to themselves, but their hands in your pockets, right?
Right.
As he go home and he touching her up, she calls me and say, "Yeah, he whooping me like you told him to."
You told Hop on the
I didn't even see the guy. I had cataract that day. I didn't see the guy.
Just that day you had cataract.
That day. I was wrong about it. But I'm like, dude, it was it just don't pay to get in it. It don't pay to get in.
So let me ask you this. So you see the friend.
I seen him.
The friend cheating on the guy that went out in the field.
I see the whole thing.
How did that make you feel about the person you were dating at the time?
It didn't make me feel nothing. Because I didn't really have no personal, we were friends, but we didn't really have no personal relationship, me and him.
Okay. Because when you look at it, it's about the, whatever's going on. Like they had problems. He out in the field, she cheating on him. But it becomes a problem when the cheating and the suspicions and stuff now become what you start projecting that off on the other person. So y'all let me know. Okay. Have you ever had a friend, family member, or something that they had a problem, they was confiding in you, and it started to cause issues in your relationship? Has that ever happened to you? What happened? Y'all let us know. What happened?
Well, let me say this. I did kind of feel away. I kind of looked at her sideways, like if I wasn't there, would she be having another guy there?
Right. That's what I was.
I did. I kind of felt away, but I was too. At the time, I just didn't want to get in it. Derek, I didn't want to get in it.
But you was in it.
I didn't want.
You was a witness.
When I seen him, I wanted to go under the counter or something. I did not want to be in it because I knew. I knew it wasn't gonna be. I knew it wasn't gonna be good for me. It's funny because I knew it was gonna be more about me than it was about her and what she was doing with the guy, and I didn't want that.
Right.
I didn't want that. Right. I didn't want that at all. So
the realist is, she says, having learned better now, I don't allow it. When my sister calls with hubby issues, I ask her, "Did you tell him? If not, you should, because I can't help you with that situation." So the realist is, I'm hands off. Toya says, "I'm good with compartmentalizing. However, sometimes that can backfire." I'm interested in that. Toya, let us know, how does compartmentalizing backfire? Let me know. Okay, the realist says, "The thing is, we'll still be mad but your sibling still love old boy, old girl.
You think they don't when they do? Do you think they don't love me? You be like, fool, what is wrong with you? You call me every day and complain about them. And you couldn't hook them up with a tow truck to make them leave.
Right.
And you're supposed to take all of that and be good with it and go home and sit down and watch TV. I'm whooping everybody in my house when I get home.
You can't just be whooping people in the house.
I'm whooping everybody. They don't even know why they get whooped. I'm whooping all y'all. They're like, we ain't did nothing. I've been on the phone. It's funny because my wife, Cheryl, when I'm on the phone with my brothers for a couple hours and we having a complaining session, she be looking at me when I get off that phone like, don't you come in here with that. Cause
be rebuking.
She know I'm gonna be in some kind of mood when I get off after we've been complaining on that phone.
Get out of here, foul spirits.
Absolutely. She already know, man.
King Dog say, what's up? What's going on, man?
What's good?
Okay, Toy says, stay out of it. Only give your opinion when they ask you. And you sometimes have to be careful about that. She right. She says, I saw a friend of mine, supposed to be man, at another event. He asked me not to tell, but I told it anyways, and it backfired on me.
Yes, it's gonna
and
backfire.
He approached me to say I betrayed him. Now, hold on. My wife had a similar situation. I would say it was the exact same situation. She made the choice not to tell a friend.
Don't you get in that?
And then, because it all comes out, when it comes out,
they be mad at you.
The friend calls, oh, so you saw him with somebody else at XYZ.
Girl, I had the wrong glasses on that day. I don't know what I saw.
He in the background, thank you for being a good friend.
It's funny. When you see somebody out like that, you need to just get in your car and keep driving. Just don't talk to nobody no more. Just keep driving because you in it. You finna be the focal point of it when you don't have nothing to do with it.
Okay, so real quick, yes or no? Let us know, yes or no. If you in that situation, if you see your friend, her or his, their person, their husband, their boy, girl, if you see the person they're with out with somebody else, if you see it, should you say something or not? Because it seems like we got two different scenarios. She decided to tell. Toya decided to tell the friend. My wife decided not to, but it still backfired. Which should you do? Let us know. Yes or no. Should you or should you not tell the friend? Let us know.
We got one hell now.
Afia said that's like when you know your friend man is cheating and you start getting an attitude with your man. Exactly what I'm talking about.
That's exactly what.
Or start saying stuff like, I bet not catch you down doing such and such. Right. And he like,
I ain't did nothing.
Right.
I ain't in the. Matter of fact, my eyes been bothering me. I ain't even look like I used to. I don't want no trouble because we already know, because you're gonna come back to us and tell us what you saw and all that. So we know if you saw him cheat, now you got one eye on him and the other eye on me, trying to see if I'm gonna do something because you're looking for it now.
Right.
And see, that's the problem when people are dumping on you. You cannot help but think. And now here it is. This particular guy or girl thought they had their life together, and now this is going wrong for them. Would that same thing happen to me? It's human nature to ask questions. It's human nature to wonder whether or not it can happen to you. And the answer is yes, it can happen to you. So don't take nobody for granted. Keep that booty on the regular. With that ring, keep that booty on the regular. You won't have to worry about it. Stay in that kitchen, and you won't have to worry about that.
Okay, Toya says your compartment gets too full. You got to open up the door and let it fly. Okay, so how about this? Tell me what you think about this. You don't tell the friend, but you tell the person that you saw. I see you. I'm giving you till this time to say something.
Then he gonna say you tried to holler. You can't bag nobody in the corner because he gonna say, "Hey, listen, I've been meaning to tell you about your friend. They filed."
Or we in the age of videos, man. You just start recording.
I just think you
put it on Facebook anonymously.
I just think you leave the club when you see him in there and he getting down or hugging. You just leave the club. I don't want to see nothing.
Because what if they got that understanding? All right, the realist says my siblings get mad because I tell them they're wrong. I let them know I grew up with you, so I know you went in there and acted a fool. Fia say, I'm telling. I'm telling. Pastor Sam said, no.
I'm serious. Listen, I've been on both sides of it. I've been the one that, hey, listen, bro, I'm a good friend to you. I seen your girl. But see, this is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why it's so difficult to tell people, y'all, okay, everybody come in, listen. I want to tell everybody this. They already know. They already know. You ain't telling them nothing that they don't already know.
They mad you found out.
Now they mad because you in their business.
So how do you be a good friend in that situation?
Mind your business. Mind your business and stay out there. That's how you be a good friend. You mind your business. And you know what? More importantly, don't have no opinions about it. But see, because listen, it's difficult for me.
Interesting.
It's difficult for me. If my friend is dumping to me about his girl or his wife, girlfriend, whatever, and he's telling me that she dogging him out, now I'm looking at her sideways. I can't help it. I care about him. If it's my brother, I care about it.
Right.
And you dumping on me about her. Now when I look at her, I'm looking at her sideways, and y'all all hugged up. And I want to look at you and say, what you doing hugged up with her? Remember what you had told me she did? Well, he done forgave when they done went on, and I'm still mad about it.
Yeah. You got to be careful. Cassandra says, if it's a true friend, I would also like to be told. You're a special breed, Cassandra. I've never seen that. I've never seen that.
Cassandra, you lying to me. Let me tell you something. You lied, and I don't appreciate it. Because when that person come and tell you, first of all, Cassandra, you're going to say, okay, all right. And you're going to look at her like, she always did kind of like for herself anyway. Now, listen, all this stuff going on your head. Don't tell me it don't. All this goes on your head. Because you know your man trifling, your man or woman trifling anyway.
Because he sure going to hit you with that. Girl, she just trying to break up what we got. What? You know, I saw her looking at me kind of funny the other day. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying.
And you're going to be, she is kind of trying.
I remember what she had did that with her. Come on, man. Don't tell me what we won't do. Pillow talk is the most powerful talk in the world. And I want to say pillow talk is because when you just get through somebody throwing you off the roof or ceiling, you undivided attention at that point.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I knew they didn't ever want to see us happy together.
Yeah. Boy, because if you try to get rid of them, you wouldn't care. But if it's somebody you're trying to hold on to, you're going to rationalize that thing and try to figure out how to stay there.
Absolutely.
Cassandra say she's not lying.
You lying, Cassandra. You stop it.
Fia said, if it was the other way around, I would want to know and wouldn't tell who told me.
The lies
yes,
you tell. The lies you tell. Who was that saying that? The lies
Fia said that.
You gonna tell names, addresses, phone numbers, the cars, the amount of kids they got, and where they was at. So you telling me you wasn't in this club? Nah, because the more he lied, the more pissed off you gonna get.
And that's what I was just gonna say.
You gonna say, you mean tell me that the Eleanor was over there, didn't see you. You lied. Tell me, she took a picture. Here's the picture right here. They got a name and everything up in there.
That's my best friend. My best friend ain't gonna lie to me.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Listen, in the heat of the moment, you're gonna tell everything.
You're gonna lay all your cards on the table.
Everything.
So that's what they do. That's what they do.
Toya say I'm staying in the kitchen cooking my meal and minding my business. But listen, you are going to tell. My ex-girlfriend in college, we broke up, and typically when you break up with somebody, you're not cool with their friends anymore. I'm sitting in our student union and, you know what I'm saying, just sitting around, just eating. I'm by myself. All of a sudden, her friend comes and sits down with me and starts talking to me. All of a sudden, now I'm like, this is odd.
How her friend look? How was the friend fine? How her friend look?
She was attractive.
Was she fine?
She was attractive. Our producer is looking at me, but
I'm gonna take that as yes, she was fine.
But the friend sits down and starts telling the business.
Just randomly. And
me, I said, you know what? I appreciate you telling me.
Oh wait, she was telling on old girl.
Yeah. I said, you know what? I appreciate you telling me. You know, I'm gonna keep this between me and you. I ain't gonna tell her.
Somebody got a whooping coming.
You know what I'm saying?
Somebody got a whooping coming.
A few days later, me and my ex-girlfriend get into it.
And you break it up.
We get into it, and in the heat of the, I said, "That's what your girl told me." She told me and she was like, "Who told you?" She said, "Oh, okay."
She got a whooping coming. She got a whooping coming.
Oh yeah, it did not go well. I just said
she has a whooping coming. Yes.
Oh, because I just say I tend to trust my friends. Okay, I mean, yeah, you're supposed to have friends you can trust. Okay,
you trust them as far as you can see them or throw them.
The realtor says, I saw my cousin's hubby on POF.
Piece of fish. Plenty of fish. Plenty of fish. Ding, ding.
I was like, I don't know what this is. POF. Okay. I saw my cousin's husband on Plenty of Fish. I'm taking this a day nap or something like that.
Yeah, it's day nap.
That's none of my business. Plus, John is right. The one getting played already know they're being played. Yes. They'll leave when their private parts start itching.
Oh,
the show just took a dark turn, ladies and gentlemen.
But she right though.
Yeah.
Because they ain't gonna leave. And let me tell you something. You think she don't know he on that app? What woman? Yeah. Let me tell you something. My wife can pick up my phone and can tell where I'm hiding all my pictures. Not that I hide any pictures. The church pictures. The church pictures.
Why you gotta hide the church pictures?
Well, because sometimes I just need some privacy.
Just you and your Jesus. It's like, you don't need it.
Only nobody else said that. And she can go find it. What woman don't know when a man is on a dating site or something? What woman don't know? First of all, most women, married women, got single friends. You think that your single friends ain't gonna see her husband on that dating site and come back and say, "Girl, what's going on with y'all?" I seen Pretty Ricky on the Plenty of Fish dating site. What's going on with y'all? They ain't gonna say nothing because they're gonna come back and ask.
Yeah. Toya says pillow talk is very dangerous. Oh,
but that's somebody.
Listen.
Don't get the pillow. Don't get the pillow put over your head. Talk.
Listen. So you got somebody, friend, family, you close to them. You love them. They're going through. They come to you. At what point do you say, listen, I can't do this. I can't do this. I love you. I can't do this because I don't know how you're going to manage this from this point. And I got to be careful.
I got to be careful because I'm getting just as involved. I'm getting just as attached and involved as you are. I'm curious about the audience. How do you keep yourself from getting caught up in it? Because listen, when people are going through, we're sympathetic. Mm-hmm. We're sympathetic and we want to give them an ear to cry on or listen to their problems. I'm curious, how do you guys keep from getting drawn in? I'm curious because it's difficult for me, especially the closer the person is to me, the more difficult it is for me to detach and not take that home with me. Because I'm telling you, when I get home, I'm whooping everybody.
Why they gotta get whooped though?
Hey man, I'm sorry. It be that way sometimes.
All right. So we want to let you know. We want to let y'all know how to know when family and friends issues are negatively affecting your relationship. All right. That's how you know. Okay. Fia says no, because I'm going to have other evidence. Toya says, you sure know what to say, especially if he lying. Okay. Dr. Selena says, let's be clear. I didn't tell because they told me they were on a break. I had told once before and lost a close relationship with that friend. Won't do that again. I became the enemy and did not want them to be happy. So that's what her friend rationalized in her mind. Ivan said, King Dog says, this fool said a piece of fish, some of that POL. Listen, I didn't know what it was either. He was helping me out. Fia said, John, not hiding the church pictures. All right. So we want to let you know how you know. This is how to know when family and friends issues are negatively affecting your relationship. Number one, you have an increased suspicion of your spouse or significant other.
Yes, yes, you're right. You're looking at your relationship differently because you're getting all this in. You're right. You are absolutely right. I just think it's difficult. Even the trash can has to be emptied out once a week. And if you're allowing people to keep dumping on you and you don't eventually empty out somewhere, I think it's a possibility, a really good possibility that's going to spill over into your relationships. Another way to know if you are taking on too much is you can't stop cussing. All of a sudden, when you get off the phone, you cussing and you mad because eventually you're going to take on that person's frustration, and you don't have no reason to. Now you mad and you working your neck. You know, women be looking for a reason most of the time to be mad. Yeah. Now they working their neck at everybody, trying to figure out what's going on. Everybody looking at you around the house like, what is wrong with you? I'm just tired. I'm tired. Like, tired of what? I'm tired of them. Right.
New age people call it a transfer of energy. The Bible says you transfer in spirits.
Yes, they say it neither die. It don't die. It simply transfers to somebody else.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, look at you.
Hey, I saw the movie. Physics. I saw the movie, man. I saw the movie. I saw the movie.
I see. Pretty CAT smart, huh? Okay. All right.
See.
The energy is neither lost nor destroyed. It's just transferred from one form to another. So, no, you absolutely right. So your temperament and your mood starts to change. It's how you know their issues are becoming an issue for you in your relationship, because it's hard to be with your person when you got an attitude from somewhere else.
Well, one of the things I often say about relationships is this: every relationship has its quirks or quirks, however y'all want to pronounce that. Y'all, I'm gonna let y'all do that. But have things that, okay, most of us, I noticed this with my friend. I got a group of friends, about 5 or 6 guys, and I can look at each one of their relationships and say, no, I'm not putting up with that. No, I wouldn't do that. No, I'm not doing that. And each one of them can look at mine and say the same thing. We each got things in our relationships that we put up with from our spouses. Okay. Now that we do. Okay. But so what happens as you start listening to all this garbage from other people, you start looking at the stuff that you've been putting up with from your spouse, and all of a sudden you don't want to put up with it no more.
So do you give advice? Do you counsel your friends based on what you would accept and what you wouldn't accept, or what, from your own perspective?
See, you know what? If I was a novice to this,
okay, all right,
I would. But unfortunately, I have been through several counseling sessions with friends, families, brothers, cousins, side uncles, and all that, about talking about relationships. Now, and a lot of times, what people put up with in their relationships is what we see. And we can't really advise people on what I would put up with and what I would. Because if it's good enough, for you and you can put up with that works for y'all. Things work for different people, and you got to find a sweet spot in each relationship that works for you. Now that sweet spot gonna be different for every relationship. That's why that one of the things I'm learning as I get older is, hey man, because it may work for them. You got to figure out what that is, and you can't speak on because one of the things we all do is say, couldn't be me. Yeah, you're right. It's not, because it's not supposed to be you. Yeah. And that's what single people say. Could be me. Well, it's gonna be me because I want to stay with somebody.
I'm reminded of the song that says, everybody plays the fool.
And ain't no exceptions.
No exceptions to the rule.
Everybody you gotta be a fool. You got to be a fool for somebody.
Monique said that's a good point, John. That's a good point. Pastor says no counseling. Are you saying no counseling or no, you should get counseling? That's what I'm trying to see. Toy says, I always tell them you have to decide what your boundaries are. That's good. Yeah. And what your non-negotiables are. See, Toya on it.
Yeah, but see, Toya can top that because her undergarments on down by her ankle. It's easy to talk when you can look down and see your pants up and everything up. When they down, it's a completely different. You're a lot more. What's the word I'm looking for?
Mhm.
You are a lot more open to. Wait, let me see. You're a lot more open to.
I said the word open just threw you off. Just threw you completely off your game.
I think you're more adapt to compromise. Once you are invested in the game, once you have taken it to a certain place that you probably should have, now the compromise begins.
Okay, Monique says, oh wait, Toya, she's laughing. She said, no, there by my knees.
Okay, we got to move over to Toya.
Monique says, we have to watch our circle, especially those we allow to be close to us. Do you have people in your life that want to see your marriage flourish? Now, what if it's not something with this person is screwed up, jacked up, and all that? Okay, so Pastor Sam says, don't counsel your friends, just listen. Don't counsel your friends, just listen. It's when that person is y'all good friends, y'all close, and it's not that they announce I need to dump on you. It's just you see them going through. And, if you're good friends, you check on your friends.
Yeah.
Or they'll call, and in the midst of conversation, stuff comes up. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, stop. I'm gonna have to let me back this up. You said in the midst of calling, something comes up. So is it safe to say, would I be good at assuming that when you call particular people, something coming up?
But if it hasn't always been the conversation, you got some people that just always got something, but them the people you don't answer their calls.
Okay.
I'm talking about the people that you answer their calls whenever they call. Mm-hmm. Or if you miss the call, you call them back. I'm talking about people that mean that much to you. Mm-hmm. And they're going through.
Okay.
How do you effectively help them without all of these issues coming up, which brings us to point number 3. You struggle to remain objective. This is how when friends and family issues are starting to negatively impact you. You struggle to remain objective. How do you manage that objectivity and you keep yourself even keel through listening to the situation and the whole nine? How do you do that? Well,
because you can't really be a help to them unless you've been objective. If you're not listening to, if you're not on the side of right, you see, that's the tricky part. Being on the side of right and not on the side of the person.
Okay.
Because one of the things me and my wife used to argue about early in our marriage is she said, you don't never have my back. And I'm like, well, because you always wrong. I'm on the side of right. And if you want me to side with you because you're my wife, okay, I'll do that. But I'm telling you wrong. The whole time I'm saying you're wrong. And it's difficult when you can't stand on right. Because most of the time when we get all involved with that guy, that girl, man, if they don't stay on the side of right, it's difficult. Because now you compromising. What you believe in, how you will handle things just to be on their side. And I think that's where you kind of get caught up.
Afia says, I learned my lesson because with me, my friend, one thing, and with her man, she was, I guess, working it out. So after I realized that she just wanted to vent, but not really trying to make moves, I left that conversation alone.
So how can you tell when they're trying to vent and they're not trying to come to you because the conversation can get intertwined with, girl, I just don't know what to do. Man, I'm just tired. There are keywords.
Okay. What are the keywords?
I can't take no more.
I'm about to kill somebody.
There you go. There are keywords. I just want some peace. What do I have to do to be happy? And anytime you involve God.
Now
you know The
Right.
relationship or the struggle has took a different turn when they say, I prayed about this, but this ain't what God. No.
I prayed about.
You know,
It's amazing how we get ourselves in a situation and pray. We don't never pray before. We don't never pray.
You ain't got to pray because I got it before. I got this.
Jesus gonna say, I got this. I got this, Jesus. I got this, Jesus. Then you get that far whooping. Jesus help me. You at the altar on Sunday.
Don't get me wrong. He's 6'2", 6'3". Light skin, long hair. Jesus,
no.
I got this. Go on now. I got this. Oh, I can believe it. I can take her at it. 6 months later, you at Dr.
Us is putting towels over you and blankets over you.
And you're kicking shoes off and everything. Don't tell me, because I know I've been there before. I've been there.
They have a deliverance service where you just got a broke heart.
Just for you. Just for you.
Monique says sometimes you can't lend support to everyone, especially if you're close to the situation. You may need to lead them to a counselor that can help them.
That's good, Monique. That's good. That's good. She absolutely right.
But it takes a level of self-awareness to be able to do that. Like having the awareness to say, when they come to you, say, all right, before we get into this, am I just listening to you? Are you just venting? Or is this something where...
Because they're going to say we just talking. They're going to say we just talking. We ain't just talking. Can't you see I'm crying? You can't see I'm crying. I'm getting involved in this. You listen, as the person that's dumping, as the dumpee, there needs to be some ground rules set. You gotta say, listen, I am emotional right now. I need a square, and I don't even smoke cigarettes.
Said a square.
I need a Newport, and I don't even smoke. You can't do me like that. No, you can't do me like that. And we have to be, as the dumper, we got to be more conscious of how we dump in on people.
So, what are the ground rules for listening to family or friends' problems? What are the ground rules? What should you do? What shouldn't you do?
I don't think you should go in on I don't think if it's relationship thing, I think there should be limits and rules to how much you tell me about in their relationship. I think there should be limits to you can't talk bad about them. You can't make it personal where you're talking about little things that they do. You can't, because I'm going to see them.
Right.
And that's going to be stuck. And remember, we're in the same circle. And because we're in the same circle, don't do me like that. And don't do them like that. Have more respect for them than anything.
Yeah. Thanksgiving and Christmas dinners have a little different twang to them.
Don't pass me the potatoes. Because you can't. I don't care what you cannot shake that off. No matter how you try, it's a bad taste in your mouth. And then they with her. They stay with him. Yeah. So y'all let us know what are some things you do? How do you manage that listening to your family and friends' problems? And y'all let us know what you all do. Talk to us. Let us know. I think sometimes it's subtle though. I think it depends on the person. If it's a person that's prone to issues, you kind of know. But if that person is not prone to issues, and this is something that they're going through at that particular time. Yeah, but they normally not the problem. They normally like the problem. Hey, if y'all like the conversation, man, and having a good time on here like we are, y'all like, share, and subscribe because we're trying to help people. Now, if you think you got all the answers with your crazy self, you don't help nobody. But just in case you don't, I like, share, and subscribe so we can keep this thing on and keep it moving. But like Derek was saying, I think it's different people. I think we know who can come to us and talk about different things where it's not going to get us all involved. And I think everybody has that list of people. And I think when they own that particular list, I think we almost need to put on gloves so we don't get nothing on. See, that's the thing. How can people keep throwing up on you and what you got to do not to get nothing on you? Because if it gets on you, you're going to take it home. Because generally it gets on you and you don't know it. It gets on you and you drag it in the house and your spouse is like, What's that smell? What you mean? What's that smell? Do I need to set it off up in here? You been acting kind of crazy anyway. I like the tuna casserole you made last night.
Oh, not tuna casserole.
Oh, I hate that. Oh, I hate that. But anyway, but I'm saying they keep dumping on you, and you bound to get some of it on your shoe, your pants, or somewhere. You bound to get it on. You bound to. I think everything has to come at a limit.
You can't expose yourself to anything for a prolonged period of time and it not affect you. You can't. Anything you expose yourself to for a long period is going to have an effect on you. Now, that can be positive or negative, but in this situation, we're talking about negative stuff. It's going to affect you. And now, if you're skilled enough to know how to manage negativity, that's a whole different thing. Yes. But most people aren't that skilled. Mm-hmm. Even counselors need counselors.
Yes, absolutely, because they take on a lot.
Yeah.
Because you parents don't mean they're not taking that. So if you think a counselor don't come in there and go home to the husband and say, boy, let me tell you what this fool came in here and said to me today. This fool came in here talking about this, that, and the other. Every day, because I know they're taking their work home with them. How could you not?
Yeah.
What woman, first of all, goes home and don't talk about her day? This heifer done came in here with these white stockings on, with these black shoes. What woman don't go home and talk about their day to their husband? Because that's what they do.
And husbands, if you know, she is not looking for advice.
Oh, we know that.
This is not a situation for you to solve. Yes. She's just trying to vent. Yes. So you just listen.
Because we're trying to solve it.
Right.
Well, what you need to do.
Right. Exactly. That's how we do it.
They're not trying to hear that.
Fia says, sorry, I was trying to say with me, my friend would say one thing, but with her man, she would. Oh, yeah, we figured out what you were saying. Yeah. She was working things out. I left it alone because I was getting stressed out.
What do working it out mean? See, that's a word right there, Phil. That's the word you run from. I don't care what kind of shoes you got on. You can have on heels. You can have on church shoes. You just start running from that friend and her boyfriend until they get their life together. And when they say we working on it, bye, girl, bye. And you scratch them or pinch them before you run off because they about that foolishness.
Monique says, I remain open and in a listening stance. Okay. I try my best not to judge them as they speak. And remember, at one point, I was in their shoes or could be in their shoes. You should also set boundaries with these types of vent sessions.
Yeah, because as Monique is talking, I'm thinking this. If you got too many run-on sentences, for example, we were on the cruise this weekend, and it was this lady that came up to us, and she was talking about, well, first of all, we were talking, and she interrupted our conversation to talk about what she was going through in her life.
Right.
And I probably gave her about 20 to 30 minutes before I was either going to jump off the ship or get on the elevator to get out of there. Because I'm like this, because you telling your side of the story.
Oh, yeah.
You telling just your side. And most of the time, when you allow people to keep talking, then she says at the end, yeah, and I got a guy I've been talking to. Wait a minute. Where that come from?
Right.
How you going to bring that at the end of the conversation when we've been with you an hour and you've been crying on us and everything? And then talking about, oh, yeah, I got another guy I've been sneaking talking to. I'm finna throw you over there.
Yeah, she did it kind of slide that in.
How you gonna slide that in? Yeah. And because you know, I took the stance that Monique took. I took a listening stance. Because I didn't want to hear no more. Because I knew if we let her keep talking, she was gonna talk herself out of what she was trying to convince us of.
Yeah. And a lot of people's automatic response is to support. Because that's the stance we took with her. It was like, we're going to support her in what she's talking about. John was wise enough to say, let me listen and see how far. Let me keep listening and see where this is going.
I was ready to get off that ride. I knew. No, it was too. You know what? When it just sounds too good to be true.
Yeah.
It was too good to be true. I'm just tired of him. Well, you tired because you got another dude in your ear telling you to leave him alone. I'm staying with him because I just lost my job. Well, what you doing on the cruise then?
That was it.
You know how much this cruise costs? The cruise that you don't have no money on is the other one. This ain't that one. What you doing on this one?
Right. Yeah, you're right. That was not that cruise.
Listen, man. I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt until I'm not. And I thought she was full of that bull.
Okay. So should you not in the moment, when something is going on, but in regular conversations with your friends, should the ground rules be established then? Should you say, you know what? If y'all ever going through something, I listen to this extent, but after this point, I'm done.
Well, you know what, I think we need to use wisdom. And I don't often say this. I don't often say this to people, but I'm gonna say if they're coming to you talking to you about their issues and their problems, you need to be wise enough to decipher between what I'm going to hold on to and what I'm not going to hold on to.
Mm-hmm.
Every other word needs to be discarded.
Mm.
Every other word needs to be divided up. You don't need to hold on to everything. Listen to what they're saying. Listen to what they're saying, and most of the time they'll just die. They'll just stop talking. Yeah. And then you go on talking about, you had work today. You switch conversations up, say you work today. They were tripping at work, and then y'all go on. But most of the time, we need to just use wisdom. Mm-hmm. We don't need to get in everything, because this is the thing. It just sounds like they are inviting you in. They may not be inviting you in it. See that, it took me to sit here right now to think, you know what? Maybe I just included myself in something that I was never invited into anyway. But how many times are we doing that? Because people are telling you about the issues don't mean they want you in it.
And why bring it to me?
And then sometimes we just need people to talk to, because we don't have enough, it's something. We don't talk. As families, we don't talk enough. People don't talk. Yeah. People feel a lot more comfortable talking to people that they don't have, that won't judge them than anything else.
Hmm. And that's why you need to find counselors. You need somebody
pay for them. Everybody don't have counselor money.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
You're a lot easier to talk to than the counselor, because you're free.
One thing about
and he gonna hold me to a time whereas you won't.
One thing about it, people say what you can't afford. The Bible talks about where your heart is, there your treasure will be. If you flip that around, you can see exactly what's important to people. People spend money on what's important to them. So you just tell them you need to start making this a priority, because clearly, you just went to the club with them. What I'm saying?
But
they got money.
But the crazy thing is when they go into the counselor and they come into you too.
Yeah. Yeah. I think as a ground rule, you should say, listen, you got 2 to 3 times to bring the same issue to me. You got 2 to 3 times to bring the same issue to me.
That's good. Okay.
Monique agrees. She says, right. Dr. Selena says, some people just need to vent. It's about the release.
Okay. So venting, how many venting sessions do you get in a week? Do you get 3? Do you get 5? Do you get 2? Do you get 3? Because I need to get myself ready, because what I do is I sit my phone down and I walk off and go do something. I go do something with my time and have my phone still sitting there. And every now and then I walk by and say, yeah, you sure right. And sit it back down. Why you venting? Because if I'm listening to it, I'm taking that in.
Well, because if you keep venting about the same problem, then that means that you're not addressing it, which is self-inflicted. Any problem that you're not addressing, that problem now becomes something where you're self-inflicting, right?
I remember when I was talking to a friend of ours, friend of mine. Is it friend of mine? And he would come to me with the same issue, and I would say, this is about the 3rd time you came to me with this. So this is the solution, and now you got a decision to make. And it kind of made things awkward at first when I did that. It made things really awkward, but ultimately he would come to me and say, yeah, you told me that I got a decision to make, either stop this or do something else. And ultimately he kept doing it, but he stopped coming to me complaining about it. Because after a while, it's like, dude, what you gonna do? You keep doing what you told me that you didn't want to do, and you complaining about it. Stop it. It's not fair to me or you.
Because ultimately, what you refuse to change, you now compromise for that thing.
Yes,
you own that thing now.
Yes, absolutely.
Jessica says it's really about knowing your friends. Some like to vent, but ain't gonna do nothing. Some want attention and sympathy. Some really need help. It's just about knowing your friends. You know who to give advice to and who to just say, you right. Okay. So how do you know when the friendship needs to be cut off?
When friendship, whoa. You say it needs to be cut off. Well, I ain't know we was cutting nobody. We cutting people off today.
Because ultimately, if it keeps being the same problems or a person keeps running into issues and problems, is that somebody you want to associate yourself with?
But y'all friends, and they coming to you. They coming to you because you their friend. They trust you. They coming to you because they trust you. How you gonna stop being their friend? And maybe I'm making this up, and maybe I don't need to do this. I'm making this personal between me and you. No, seriously, because I'm like, whoa, you can't stop being their friend, can you?
But shouldn't you have a level of not requirement? A level of, your friends, like my friends take care of their problems. My friends, they may vent, but they're going to address it at some point in time.
Like that? Who got friends like that? Most people, when they going through, man, they want some relief. And maybe you the relief.
Listen, I get that about the relief, but it's temporary if you go right back into it. If nothing is changing, as far as whatever is causing the issue, it has to be addressed at some point in time. It has to be addressed.
So you're saying you need to stop? You gonna tell them?
Otherwise, it's no longer the problem. It's a character issue on part of the person. It now becomes a character issue.
Wow, you'll stop being my friend. You ain't talking to me.
Hey, man.
You got my arms folded.
All right. Number 2, if nothing is changing, we have to address it. Okay. On the ground rules. If nothing is changing, we have to address it.
And which could be difficult, but I think it's something definitely needs to be done. You're right. You're absolutely right. Because if not, that thing will keep going on.
Because how many times can you say, I don't like this, but you keep putting up with it? But you don't like it? How many times can you say that? Monique says friendships can be seasonal. Monique love them seasons, boy.
You know what?
Monique says friendships can be seasonal. Everyone you meet may not be in your circle forever. You can also outgrow people. Yeah. Okay. This thing needs spell check. Comments need spell check. Fia says, one of the funniest things is when you give your friends advice and they don't hear you, but they tell you something that someone else told them, which was the same thing you said, but they got it.
Oh boy.
Which speaks to, do they value your words as a friend? Jessica says your friend turns into an associate by that point. She said you getting demoted. Jessica said you getting demoted.
I get it. I do, man. I get it. It's just, man, it's difficult. It's difficult when I know where your heart is, and I know you. At least I think I know you. I don't know where I don't know, D. D, I don't know. Okay, go ahead. Go on with the next one because I don't know. It's confusing, man, because you have people, you have brothers and family and people that you just can't, that want relief. But you're right.
Anytime the heart and the logic get mixed up, it's gonna be confusion.
This dude right here. Did y'all hear what he said? He said it kind of fast. So
the heart and logic, there's going to be confusion because your heart and your emotions and your good mind, your good sense don't always line up. They don't always line up. But your emotions are temporary. So you got to deal with the thing objectively. Ask yourself if it was somebody else. Or ask yourself if it was you. If it was you going through, how would you like somebody to deal with you?
That part right there. Yes, absolutely.
Do unto others.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I would hope that you would be objective and want people to be objective with you when you're talking to them, because the problem with dumping on people a lot of times is one-sided and you're not telling the whole truth.
Yeah.
So at least if you're gonna dump people, let's be objective about it. And let's tell and for the dumper, stop lying and tell the truth. Tell us everything. If y'all don't stop telling us half truths, the stop telling half truths. Tell the whole thing. Don't tell it from your side and our side. Tell the truth. Because that way it's easier because it's easy for me not to get so emotional about the one side if you're not telling if you tell the whole truth. Because I can say, you wrong. You was wrong right here. You shouldn't I wouldn't have handled it like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So the third ground rule is do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
And stop lying. Tell the truth.
Why you always lying?
Final thoughts. So my final thought for this evening is, I was thinking, oftentimes we don't implement God when it comes to certain things with people that are close to us, relatives or friends. But I think, man, a dash of God, I think, will be just what a lot of us need. So what I started doing is saying, listen, brother, sister, cousin, auntie, uncle, grandpa, I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to pray that God's will be done in your life. And I'm going to pray for healing for both sides. Because that's the only way that I can stop from taking it home with me. I have to eliminate myself out of it and add God to it. And I think once I do that, then it works out for everybody, including myself. And that's my final thought.
The Bible talks about faithful are the wounds of a friend. Faithful are the wounds of a friend. A friend will tell you things that could possibly hurt, but it's something that because it comes out of concern, it comes out of love for you. Sometimes as that friend, you have to be able to give people the hard advice. You have to be able to make the hard decisions when it comes to friends who are going through, because there's a fine line between being caring and sensitive to enabling. And a lot of times we cross over into that enabling and we don't know we ended up over there. But when you realize that you got to do what's necessary, because like they tell you on the plane, you got to apply oxygen to yourself before you can be of help to somebody else. So make sure you're not cutting off your oxygen for the sake of somebody else. Because when you can't breathe, you can't think. And especially if there's other people who need you. You got your wife, your kids, whatever they need you. You got to be careful and manage that properly. It's not that you don't care. It's not that you're being a bad friend. Sometimes you got to be that person. We can't be afraid to be that person sometimes. And listen, when the person wises up, they'll understand and realize why you made the decision you made. And probably thank you for it. So sometimes just go ahead and be that person. And that's my final thoughts.
So it went quick, man.
It did go fast. Yeah, it did go fast. Yeah,
it really fast. And I hope we were able to help somebody. But remember, guys, like, share, and subscribe. Remember, like, share, and subscribe. We're doing this because we love you guys and we want to be able to reach more people. And the only way we can do that is with your help. So please, guys, like, share, and subscribe. And we also have a new segment that we're going to be incorporating. It's called Asking for a Friend. Yeah. So these are questions, because a lot of times if me and D go somewhere, we get tons of people coming up saying, I got a question, but you don't want to involve yourself in. So ask for a friend. So now send asking for a friend, send it to. Yeah,
drop it in our comments.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, matter of fact, just leave it. Something you want us to talk about, but you don't want everybody to know. Say I'm asking for a friend and you want us to address a topic. So you got some topic that you're like, I would like to know what they got to say about it. What they drop it in the comments, let us know, and we'll put it together for you.
So Monique, if you asking for a friend, you can't use seasons. So now we're gonna know it's you. We know who it is. You can't use that. We're gonna know who it is.
Fia says great show, and it did go super fast. See?
Yeah, that means we're having fun.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. Time flies. Well, listen, everybody, we definitely appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all hopping on with us, especially our faithful people. Listen, we trying to entertain and educate you all at the same time.
Absolutely. And we're trying to have fun as well.
Exactly. So Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. We'll be back next week. We're gonna holler at y'all. Peace out.
Be blessed.